Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Yeah.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. You can make it round the world when the holes in your hand. Popcorn world. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Yeah. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. Popcorn world. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn
There's no mystery. Let's make history with the five. All the strongest. 2 and 3. Add 1 more plus me and do the five. Yeah. We keep it on the floor. And the funk plus 4 and you got 5.
Well. What do we have here? The 5 is back. C major, right there. In the light with a Yankees hat on. Yankees.
Yes, sir.
Is that fitted? That's not a fitted, is it?
Yankees fitted. Yes, sir.
It's the Yankees fitted? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I don't wear a lot of fitteds from teams. Most of the fitteds I have are just like this, blank fitteds. But I don't know what it is about team fitteds. I don't do a lot of that. It's crazy, but I don't know. I don't know what that's about.
I've had Yankees fitted since I was a young boy, man. I found a picture of me with a Yankees fitted on.
Yeah?
Yeah, at a BBD concert. Why I was at a BBD concert, I have no idea.
Why were you at a BBD concert? Because
I have no idea.
You would have been 10, 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been at you shouldn't have been at a BBD concert.
Hey man.
I don't know who gave you that opportunity and that but you definitely shouldn't have been at a BBD concert. That is wild, sir.
That's why my attitude's so raw and reckless right now, I guess.
It could be. It could be part of it. Could be a considerable challenge for you. Anyway, I digress. This is the 5. We're here. We're down a few men tonight, but they working hard and doing good things in the community, so we're going to let them go out and be great. In the meantime, me and Chad going to give you the best show we can give you. As of this recording, this is on Sunday afternoon. We are watching in and out the NFL Combine. As of this recording right now, we are watching the final regular season games of the college women's basketball this year. As of this recording right now, we are watching NBA everything. We just got a lot going on. So now it's time to talk to you about what we see about what's going on. So there you go. So we're going to start with some breaking news. Because even though it's not really breaking right now, it has already broken. But it's breaking for us for this show. And you have heard it already. So you'll get a chance to get our thoughts as to what we think about it. But Deebo Samuels is headed to the Washington Commanders for a 5th round pick. That's, as far as I know, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
A 5th round pick. How you feel about that, Chad? I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel great for Washington. No, they got Deebo Samuel for a 5th round pick. They got him for one of those later round picks that, I mean, could be something, but I mean, you take that chance on that particular pick versus a Deebo Samuel. But I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, he's creative and thinking he's gonna find ways to get Deebo the ball and try to move him around, and just another weapon for Jaden Daniels and the Commanders to utilize. It's pretty big, pretty big. Not good for the NFC East, but I mean it's pretty big.
Well, I this is where you and our roads diverge.
Okay.
Is diverge, they go different ways? Diverge? Okay. I don't know if it's a good pick. I mean, I remember what Deebo Van Samuels used to be when he wasn't hurt all the time.
Yeah.
But he's hurt a lot these last couple of seasons. But then the other thing I'm about to blow your mind is, are you ready for this? I'm not even sure you are aware of this.
Okay.
Deebo Samuels has only been in the league since 2019.
Okay.
I don't think you understand what I just said.
I understand what you said.
Okay, what did I just say?
He's been in the league since 2019, and he's been injured a lot.
And they're willing to give him up for a 5th round pick only.
I mean, Saquon Barkley was in the league, been injured a lot, and look what he just did.
No, it's different there, though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. He was injured a lot. Yes, it is. He was injured a lot because he was behind a bad offensive line, and he was trying to do way more than he needed to be trying to do. I get that. That's not what Deebo Samuels has been. Deebo Samuels he was on a phenomenal team and was only asked to do his job. And they gave him up.
Mm.
They thought the team that had him who has had him for 6 years said to themselves, we can let him go for a 6th round pick. Thank you. My daughter just came in. I'm on the air live. She said, sorry. Now I got to explain to people why you apologize. I'm not, though. I'm not going to explain. You apologize to me and it had nothing to do with you, so y'all move on. Okay. All right. Anyway.
So you don't like the trade?
I don't know how I feel about the trade because this is either Luka Doncic or this is Philadelphia Eagles. And I don't know which one this is. That's what I'm feeling. I don't know what to think about it. Because if he's still Deebo Samuels, somebody's got to be fired. Because all you got was a 5th round pick for Deebo Samuels?
It is looking kind of Luka Doncic.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to think about this. I'm going, what am I missing? Like, am I crazy or are they crazy? Because the Deebo Samuels I remember seeing on the field looked fantastic.
Yeah.
But also, he hadn't been on the field that much. So I don't know what to think about this. I'm perplexed because it feels like somebody either got over or somebody just robbed somebody. And I don't know which one it is yet.
Well,
but I'll say this.
The guy in the front office for Washington knows Deebo. He was with San Francisco, so he sees something. But like you said, we probably won't know what it is until they actually get on the field and see how he's utilized and see if he can stay healthy. So maybe we won't know until then. But right now, I mean, it is kind of for the name Deebo. I mean, it is kind of just a 5th round pick. It kind of is like the Luka Doncic thing.
So it's not an expensive gamble. That's the good news. Yeah. It's not an expensive gamble at all. Yeah. And so if he is not ever going to be Deebo again, all it cost you was a 5th round pick, which is probably the player that you were going to get anyway.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That part's fine. But if he's Deebo Samuels, the Pro Bowl, perennial Pro Bowler, and you only gave him up for a 5th round pick, fam, what? Help me understand. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Did you owe this dude a favor? Like, what are you? I don't understand. And I believe, here's the other part. I'm going to go back to the Luka Doncic. Surely somebody else would have been willing to pay more. That's what's throwing me off about the whole thing, Chad. Some don't sound.
So you think all these trades are being done in secret nowadays?
Man, I don't know, man. All I know is that's Deebo Samuels. And he just went to the Commanders for a 5th round pick. I don't understand.
Yeah.
So either he is still Deebo Samuels or he's not. And if he's not, that's fine. I can respect that because I think he's just going to start a contract that's 3 years, $71 million.
Yeah, I think he's owed like $21 million this season, I think.
Right. So he's starting that contract. $41 million, I believe, is guaranteed. So it's not terribly expensive, though it ain't great. It's not like back-breaking expensive. So it's not that high of a risk.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if he turns out to be Deebo Samuels, I'm really perplexed. Like, what are we doing? Like, where are these deals that you can get for pennies on the dollar? I need one of them for my Giants.
Man, for sure. Yeah.
I'm just saying. So, okay. All right. I just wanted to deal with all of the aspects of what just happened. I'm like,
do you think if he can be Deebo that they can dethrone the Eagles?
I think if he can be Deebo, their team got decisively better. Because that's a very solid weapon to have, both in the running game and in the passing game, because he's a utility type offensive player. So I think it's a phenomenal pickup if he can be Deebo of old, which, by the way, he ain't old. He ain't been, bro. And here's what threw me off when I started looking at this. I'm saying, in my mind, it seems like Deebo Samuels has been in the league a decade, but he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's only been in the league 6 years. So he's not even really put on real miles. Like, he hasn't. Yeah. He should still have something left in the tank in theory. But I don't know. The 5th round pick thing scares me because I'm like, that's Deebo Samuels. You're not asking for thirds. You're not asking for twos.
I think that's like, oh, my bad. I just think that they just probably, at this point, they just wanted to get rid of him because it was public that he wanted to be traded. And no, there was some distrust in the front office. So I think at this point, they just got what they can get. I don't think they're probably worried about the return, which, that is, if you fed up, then you fed up. You don't care about what you get. I
don't know if that's true.
You don't think so?
I don't know if that's true. Listen, let's look no further. Hold on. Wait a minute. You said when you fed up, you don't care what you trade. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
That's the words you just spoke out your mouth, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, because I just want to take you back just a few weeks ago. Hold on. I'm trying to pull it up if I can find it. Hold on. You know what? We're gonna do something in real time.
Yeah.
Details of the Jimmy Butler to the Warriors trade. Yeah. So they were fed up. Miami was for sure fed up.
Yeah.
Like, we've suspended you. You can't play no more fed up. And they got Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a protected 1st round pick. They also got Davion Mitchell. And this was a 5-team deal. So you can be fed up, but what you're not going to be is get screwed giving up a great player. That's my point.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a very peculiar situation to me because I would have thought that Jimmy Butler. Look at me. Let me take him off the screen before I say his name again.
Yeah.
I would have thought that a Deebo Samuels trade would look vastly different than this. And the fact that it doesn't is shocking to me. I'm a little not shocked, but I'm bewildered.
Have you
There you
seen
go.
Have you seen an NFL trade that involves 3 or 4 teams though? Do they even? I can't remember that. It's like an NFL trade that does that. That's like only the NBA thing.
Right. I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's got to be a 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 team trade, but
Yeah.
I am saying surely you could get more
Mm.
for Deebo Samuels than just a 5th-round pick. That's the part that's throwing me off, Chad. It's just one 5th-round pick, not multiple, not a
Oh,
2 and a 5 or 3 and a 5 or multiple years of fives. It's
yeah.
one pick this year.
I want to see what the 49ers or the Panthers got for McCaffrey.
Okay, let's do that. Let's listen. Say less, Chad. This is we are podcasting in real
Yeah.
time, so it's
Yeah.
nothing. It's nothing.
For
Um,
he has good value. I want to see what he got.
McCaffrey trade to the 49ers.
Yes.
Hold on. What? Christian McCaffrey trade to the 49ers deal. It says, let's see. Okay. They gave up a second,
Okay.
a 2023 second, third, and fourth, and a 2024 fifth.
Okay. I see what you're saying now.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I see.
Like,
I see what you're saying now.
I'm just like, what am I missing here? That makes I don't understand. I just again, maybe he owe him a favor. Maybe he got some pictures, of his wife somewhere, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I'm saying is that man gave up Deebo Samuels and I'm joking. Please don't, internet, don't get mad at me for the wife thing. This is just jokes. We still allowed to joke in 2025, okay?
Man.
But what I'm saying is that man gave up a 5th-round pick for Deebo Samuels like it was nothing.
Maybe
I
we're overvaluing Deebo, and maybe the NFL doesn't. Maybe the NFL undervalues Deebo
I will play that game with you. You want to play that game? Let's play that game as well. So my little brother Chad just said to me, maybe we're overvaluing Deebo Samuels, which, by the way, is a possibility. We could be overvaluing him, and probably from a historical perspective, from a this year perspective, we are, because this year Deebo Samuels was just okay.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't play a lot, so he was just okay. The numbers don't justify paying a lot for Deebo Samuels. Now, so this year that he was hurt, he from a receiving perspective, he had 15. He played 15 games, had 51 receptions for a total of 670 yards. He averaged 13 yards a carry. Or an attempt, a catch, or whatever. Last year, he played 15 games, so he didn't miss that many games this year.
Yeah, it's like 2.
So he missed 2. So last year he had 60 receptions on 89 targets. He had 892 yards, average 14 yards a catch, and had 7 touchdowns. And that's just in receiving. We're not talking about his rushing.
Yeah.
We're not talking about his rushing. That year, by the way, that year he had 7 touchdowns receiving. In 2023, he had 5 touchdowns rushing. I don't understand. I don't understand.
So basically, he's a dual threat, is what they're saying, because he rushes and receives.
Rushes and receives.
I mean, good for the Washington. Good for Washington.
I mean, listen. Well, maybe that's the part that I'm saying. Maybe it may be that his injuries are such now that he's not the man he used to be. Now, a guy that's averaging almost 600 to 700 yards a season and giving you 3 to 4 touchdowns in receiving and 3 to 4 touchdowns in rushing. I don't understand how that's not an asset, but okay.
Yeah.
That's how you feel, San Francisco. Okay. I just don't get the 5th round pick. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. If you go by the numbers, okay, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you could have gotten more. I feel like you could have gotten
Maybe
a lot more. But
second round, third round, something.
I'm just saying. I just feel like you got more. But anyway, all right, now we're going into question 1, which is also breaking news. You may or may not heard in all the hullabaloo these past few days, but Joel Embiid is out for the season. They have decided that his knee injury is, in the words of Monique from Precious, is too much. It's too much. And they are shutting him down for the season and exploring all options as to what they should do. But there are no concerns. According to reports coming out of Philadelphia, there are no long-term concerns about the knee. They do feel like with proper surgery, rest, and rehabilitation that they can get the knee where it needs to be. So that's the good news. The challenging news, I think, Chad, is that this season, both financially and on the court, has been somewhat of a disaster. Win last night against the Warriors aside. And shout out to Grimes, who played the game of his life.
Man.
Like, I did not even know the kid's name until last night. I kept saying, who is this Grimes kid?
Yeah, I just know he was with the Mavericks and then with the Knicks before. So
okay, I see you knew more than I knew, because I couldn't even remember where he played at. I'm like, did he play somewhere else before? Like, who is this kid? Yeah. So, he had the game of his life last night. He really did. Definitely a one-off. But I just, when I look at what they are and where they are, I don't know how you can not say it's not a disaster. Although they're in the 11th spot and only 2.5 games back. So I guess technically it's not a disaster yet. But I don't foresee that they're going to make the play-in. And then if they do make the play-in, well, I guess if they make the play-in, they got a chance.
Yeah, for sure.
There's nobody to play in that they can't. They wouldn't want to face Orlando.
I mean, the way Grimes was playing last night.
Either. Yeah.
The way Grimes was playing last night, I mean, they got a fighting chance against.
But he's not going to play like that all the time.
Nah, he's not.
I don't believe. How many points is that kid averaging?
I don't know.
Well, a lot now. Yeah, a lot more now since
44 last night.
Right, since he broke the bank last night. His scoring average has probably gone up significantly. Quentin Grimes is averaging. I bet you it's not a lot. Take a guess. Take a guess while you trying to figure. Take a guess at what you think it is. Before I announce it to you.
Probably like 10 points a game.
Okay, you were close. 11.
Yeah.
11. That was a good guess. Solid guess.
Yeah.
Solid guess. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. And by the way, that 44 is far and away, I'm sure, his highest total of the year.
Yeah, it was. I think his normal was like 36 or something like that.
Well, he's got a 30. He had a 30 game against Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But most of the time, he is hovering around the 14 to 17 point mark. So, them 2 games that he broke out are definitely anomalies. So I don't. So I don't know. I don't know. So well, I'll ask you. I'll start with you. What should the 76ers do going forward? Should they try to run this back, get everybody healthy, and run it back? Is it because there's so much invested? They got $51 million going out to Joel Embiid, $49 million going out to Paul George. Tyrese Maxey, I think, is at 30. He's at 35, and I think he's in alignment for no. I don't know if he's in alignment for extension yet. Or
I
not.
thought he already got one a couple years ago.
Maybe that was the extension he just got.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So $35 million to Tyrese Maxey, $49 million to Paul George, $51 million to Joel Embiid.
One of those guys has to be traded, and it's not Tyrese Maxey.
Why do you say one? Why? So let's start there. Why do you say one? I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying, why do you say?
Because I feel like you still have good bones in Philadelphia. They were one of the top 5 teams for a good amount of while, and Joel Embiid was in the MVP conversation a couple years ago. I don't necessarily think they needed a Paul George, not for $49 million anyway. So I think that you could have, gotten another person a little bit cheaper than Paul George, and been good. Jared McCain, he's been a bright spot. So you got something to build on right there.
They're only 7-8. They're only 7-8 when Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey all play.
Yeah,
they're only 7-8.
It's not working. So I think if you want, interchangeable. If you want to get rid of Embiid, because you probably can still get a haul for him, or if you want to get rid of Paul, you could probably get a haul for him.
So I'll play devil's advocate just a little bit. You have not seen them play a full season healthy.
You might not. You might not. You might not.
Oh, you shot holes right into that. You bazookaed the ish out of that. That was really good. You might not. That's true. That's very true. Because the other part that doesn't get talked about as much in this scenario is that Paul George is not healthy either. Like, he's missed a lot of games. I don't know how many games he's missed. Matter of fact, we're having fun with Google today. How many games has Paul George missed this season? This is like our personal assistant right now.
No,
39 games this season.
Man.
This season, the season that we're in right now, he's missed 39 games. So, how many games has Paul George missed the past 3 seasons? Oh, he didn't answer that one for me. I know he missed. He's
been missing a lot of games.
He's missed 906 games in his entire career. But to be fair, one of those he missed an entire season. So
yeah. But still.
Now that only makes up for 82 games, but I'm just saying. He's missed a lot of games.
Yeah.
Injuries has played a significant role in his career. So that brings me back to what you just said. One of them has to go. You keep it Tyrese Maxey.
Got to.
But how do you trade? I just Googled Paul George and how many games he missed, and it took me 5 seconds to do it. So it's going to take the NBA less time to figure that out. And why would I trade for Paul George? Why would I trade for a 32-year-old, oft injured? I'm sorry. 34-year-old, oft injured forward.
Well, you trade for him because you don't need.
That's a $49 million cap hit.
Yeah, you trade for him. You have your number one established, number two established. He could be a number three or four, probably four option, because he is 34 and he's off the injured. So you don't want to make him your number one and number two option.
Right.
So I mean, somebody that probably needs a good, four or fifth option. That he don't have to do too much and mix it up too much because you don't know how often he's going to be on the court.
They're in a bad spot.
Very
They're in
bad.
a bad spot. They're in a bad spot. I'll even throw this question out to you: who's in a worse spot, them or Phoenix? You weren't prepared for that question, were you?
I mean, I think they are because Phoenix, you already kind of got rumblings of Kevin Durant possibly going somewhere anyway. So
It's
I think
not
they
rumblings. It's not rumblings. He was literally on a podcast saying, "I want to control my next destination."
are. Well, yeah. So I mean,
That's not a rumble. That's a full-on avalanche. Yeah.
yeah. So you already got him probably 1 foot out already. So I think.
But I got news for you, and
What?
I mentioned this on our other podcast for Noise Media about NBA basketball with Kendrick Haskins, Press and Pros. Shameless plug.
Nice plug. Nice plug.
I mentioned it there. I don't know if you were aware of this, but there was a conversation that took place with Budenholzer, Coach Budenholzer, and Devin Booker last week. Because Devin Booker did some weird stuff at his last press conference or his earlier press conference this past week. It was real weird because he talked about the message not getting through and guys not understanding, and it was weird. And so everybody kind of walked away from the press conference saying, "What's going on? There's something going on with the Suns," because that was just such a weird way he phrased it. Well, Chris Haynes broke the story and said he and Coach Budenholzer had a meeting, closed door meeting, where Coach Budenholzer told him he needed to, quote, tone down his voice, and that the team, that the coach needed to be the loudest voice in the room. Maybe I should quote it exactly because I don't want to get Chris wrong.
Tone down his voice.
I'm gonna quote it exactly how he said it, because I don't want everybody walking away going, did Lloyd get that right? Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah.
I absolutely got it right. So I'm gonna pull it up, and then that way you guys can hear it as it was said. Okay. Called a meeting with Devin Booker, imploring he tone it down vocally, leaving the star shocked. Let's share the screen so you guys can see this in real time. This is Chris Haynes talking about the trade. I mean, the conversation that he had with, or talking about the conversation that Budenholzer had with Devin Booker.
Chris Haynes with your Haynes brief for today. I was told that weeks ago, Mike Budenholzer called his star guard Devin Booker into his office to issue a complaint. And that complaint, I'm told, was that Booker was being too vocal on the court and during timeout huddles. He implored his star guard to tone it down to allow for the coach's voice to be heard. This completely shocked Booker, I was told. Now, after the Suns lost Thursday to the Pelicans, which saw them lose their 10th game in the last 12, Booker spoke publicly about how the lack of communication is hurting the team.
Well, it could be fixed with just a little bit more talking, I'll say. Things get tough. We get quiet as a team, and, from my experience and what I've seen, that's not the way to get through it. Skipping over the details and, always taking the, get them next game mentality. At some point you got to draw a line, and should have been drawn a long time ago. I'd rather two people say the wrong thing to each other out there than nobody talk at all and leave the gray area. So it's like any job or any group project that you do, you have to do it together. Yeah, I always look at myself first, but I also talk a lot.
I don't understand.
Who do you think gonna be there in the end, Budenholzer or Devin Booker? I think Budenholzer is expendable. I don't. You want your leaders to talk and you want them to communicate and lead, and I think talking is
I
leading. So I don't know.
Yes, 100%. So Budenholzer to me is 100% wrong. But here's the other part that I think is going to happen. And I predicted this on Press and Pros, so I will predict it here as well. I think Devin Booker's going to request a trade. I think he's going to request a trade.
Before getting rid of Budenholzer.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think Budenholzer has anything to do with it. I think Budenholzer is just another piece of a much bigger puzzle and problem that Phoenix has. And that problem is they don't have a good culture and a good management / coaching team / plan. They don't have. It's not working, bro. Think about what this man's career has been since he's been there. Since he's been there, they've gone to the NBA Finals, only to have the team that they went to the NBA Finals with dismantled 2 years after they win. And the coach fired. Then the guys that he thought were like mentors and besties to him in Chris Paul, they get rid of Chris Paul. They get rid of DeAndre Ayton. Now, granted, they brought in Kevin Durant. Okay, that's good. But now you in the middle of this season, when you're trying to make a push for the playoffs, Kevin Durant's first of all, you tell Bradley Beal you don't want him anymore. Then you say to Kevin Durant, we want to get as much from you out of you that we can as well. So at some point, man, everybody has a threshold. Everybody has a place where they say, okay, I can't take no more. And I think we are quickly approaching that place for Devin Booker. I would be. This is not. First of all, let me say this. This is not me, Lloyd Spence, talking to Chris Haynes or anybody else and getting inside for information. This is just my gut feeling, watching the tea leaves and understanding the historical nature of the NBA. I think you can only take so much, and I think this kid is going to say at some point, I'm in my 10th year, or I'm headed into my 10th year. I can't do it anymore. I think he's going to request a trade. I think they're going to have to hit the reset button on the whole thing. Well, not the whole thing, because Bradley Beal ain't going nowhere unless you can find him a team he wants to go to.
Well, you said they were trying to trade him, so I would figure they.
Yeah, but you can't trade him. You can't trade him if you don't want to go there because he has a no trade clause.
True. So what I think you should do is see who, look at that draft lottery, see who has the first pick, and then offer them Devin Booker I don't know if they can. Well, yeah, Devin Booker, KD for the first pick. Probably gonna be Cooper Flag.
Kevin Booker and KD
for Cooper Flag.
Not KD. Well, that's not worth that.
Two separate trades in.
Yeah. I'm not giving you both.
For the number one pick?
No. No. I should be able to get the number one pick for Devin Booker.
You should be. Yeah.
Yeah. If I got to throw in KD, you give me a whole hell of a lot more.
It's a lot of
the number one pick.
It's a lot of fleecing going on. So
well, this gonna be one of them. If I got to give up KD and Devin Booker, good luck. Get back up your truck is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I don't. Number one pick for Devin Booker, and that I mean you'll get Cooper Flag in consolation, and him and Bradley Beal can.
But you're assuming that they can get the balls.
I'm saying
the balls gonna bounce their way.
No, I'm saying whoever's got the number one pick.
Oh, you saying wait till they get the?
You need to call.
Wait till they get the number one pick and then make that deal.
You need to call whoever got the number one pick.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. You're right.
Yeah.
It's not bad. That's not bad. You definitely need a reset.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely need a reset completely. I think what I would do in addition to that, I would try to get some other number ones as well from somewhere. even if it's in a 3-team deal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Now that might be when I throw KD in. If I can throw him into a 3-team deal and send Booker to the team that's getting the number 1 pick, send KD off to another team, or Bradley Beal to the team of his desire, and then get both those teams number 1 picks. That might be a decent situation or whatever.
I've been hearing that the Mavericks are wanting KD.
Everybody wants KD.
No, I'm saying like they were going to try to go aggressive and try to get him.
Everybody wants KD.
Well, yeah, but not everybody going to be able to get him. Not everybody
the Mavs might not be able to get him.
They have a lot of assets, man.
What would you give up to get KD if you the Mavs?
You got to give up some picks. You can give up one of them bigs. You can give up a couple of them role players, and then you probably add a couple of teams in there, and poach some teams for players to add. It could probably work with a 3 or 4 team deal.
I don't know if it's gonna be that easy. It's a 37-year-old dude. Why am I giving up a lot of stuff for a 37-year-old dude? First of all, the only teams that are doing that are teams that are trying to win right now, like the Mavs. So I get you on that part.
Yeah.
But if you're the Mavs, does KD put you over the top? Especially if you got to give up Gafford or likely to do it.
You only got to give up one of them players. You still got AD there. You still got Kyrie there.
You saying that. I don't know if that's true. Because if I'm Phoenix, I'm gassing you.
That's why you get.
I'm not gonna make this easy for you.
That's why you get 2 or 3 teams, so you don't have to give up too much on your end. Make them other teams give up some players.
If you're Phoenix, what do you want for KD? Let's talk about that real quick.
Well, like the scenario you were saying, you want that pick, you want that high pick.
No. Forget that. Forget the specifics.
Okay.
Let's think macro first.
Okay.
If you're talking about getting rid of Booker for Cooper Flag,
mm-hmm.
what are you trying to build around Cooper Flag? That's the problem with your scenario. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he is yet, and so I don't know what to go get because I don't know what's going to work with him.
Well, you don't know what a lot of number 1 picks are, but you take them, though.
Well, I said, but you already have players, and normally, if you take a number 1 pick, normally you already have a culture in place, and you understand exactly what you're doing to some degree. I don't know if that's Phoenix's issue. I don't think they have a clear path of what they're doing. So
True.
Cooper Flag may be setting the culture for them. And then if that's the case, and then also you got to ask yourself, do you want to keep Budenholzer?
That too.
So that's a tough one, man.
If you don't want KD or them to leave, then you have to change the coach.
I don't think KD staying is an option. I think that's over.
Well, Booker, if you want Booker to stay,
the Booker thing is the challenge because I'm telling you, man, I fully suspect that kid to say, I keep calling him a kid. I fully expect this man to say, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this no more. I'm good. Find me a place to go, get as much as you can for me, but I don't want to be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll come back to that one. Because that's an interesting, and the Mavs are an interesting destination because they are in desperation mode, and Nico got to do something to save his job.
or he doesn't. He already has another job. Yeah.
And by the way, KD's going to want another contract. Just FYI.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Who are the hottest teams in the NBA in the East right now? Part of this is easy because we can just look it up. Right now, and it looks like if Cleveland can hold on, the Cleveland Cavaliers can hold on for 8.7 seconds,
yeah.
They will have been on a 10-game winning streak if they can hold on for 8.7 seconds. Let's start there for a second. That Boston win was big, brother.
It was, and we were talking about that offline. How they were gonna see what they were made out of. So that was a big win.
And it was big for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is a team that has to grow up fast if they're going to compete for a title. They have to start, like Kenny Atkinson said, they have to start believing that they can win against that team.
Yeah.
And that game started off like y'all not gonna win against this team.
Yeah.
They were down 25-3, fam.
Yeah.
25-3. Woo!
Yeah.
That's ugly.
That's very
And
ugly.
it was so ugly that Jason and Jaylen Brown were talking about, get out of here, out of here, get out of here. They was already taking victory laps at 25-3, which, by the way, I understand.
Yeah.
It's a little premature.
Very.
In a 3-point league, it's a little premature, but I understand. I understand why you did it. But that thing did not work out at all. In fact, Cleveland walked them down.
Yeah.
And
that-
now, go ahead.
I was saying that Kenny Atkinson hire was big because you come from a culture which know Golden State and know how
did
they
this
do
get back to
things.
Golden State? How
I'm
does
just
it get back
saying
to
because
Golden State?
he was hired by Golden State and he left.
Does
I'm just
everything
saying,
always come back to Golden State? For those of you who are first timers to our show, my little brother, this guy over here, is a Golden State fanatic. All right, go ahead. I just got to give context.
I'm just
Go ahead.
saying he came from a winning culture and he's brought that over to Cleveland. That's all I'm
Real
saying.
talk.
That's all I'm saying.
Who's coach of the year? Kenny,
Oh, Bickerstaff.
JB, or JJ?
JB, got to be JB.
I
What
think
did
you
they?
might be right.
Detroit was last. What?
I think you
what
might be right.
I mean,
I think you might be right. All
Let's
right,
go.
it's go. Oh, it's tied. They tied it.
oh man.
Portland just tied it. Wow. Scores 119. We're going to overtime. Wow. Okay. Wow.
Somebody missed that defensive assignment.
Yeah, somebody missed the defensive side. Okay. All right. Wow, that shocked me. Okay. I don't think I disagree with what you're saying. Cause JB it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And by the way, when we're talking about hottest teams,
that's one of them. 9-1 in
Cleveland on a
last 10.
9-game winning streak. Detroit is on they're 9-1 in their last 10 games.
Correct. Yep.
They're 9-1, including a win also against the Celtics. Man, I don't know if you want to listen. The most dangerous team in the East, not named Cleveland, might be named Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Them young boys is balling.
For sure.
And they got a lot of confidence and a lot of belief. Now, I don't know, and nothing to lose because they're ahead of schedule. When you only win like 10 games the previous year, and you're already at 30 games now, you have already accomplished your goal for the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything past this point is just gravy.
It's
So
probably the easiest coach of the year decision. I'm assuming.
You think it's the easiest?
I
See,
think it's
I'm gonna
the
tell you
easiest.
something. I'm gonna tell you something. If I had a vote, and I don't have a vote anymore, I actually never had an NBA vote. I always had college basketball votes. But I would vacillate between JB and Kenny. Because I'm equally as impressed at what Kenny's doing as I am.
But Cleveland been in the playoffs. Even when he wasn't there, they were still a
They
playoff team.
have, but they never looked like a true contender until now. Like they look like the best team in the East now. They look like it.
Bickerstaff brought them boys from the bottom of the bottom.
I can't argue with that. You make a great case, little bro. You make a great case, my guy. I can't argue with that. Listen, no doubt about that. But I think there also is something to be said about shifting the culture from talent to belief, which is what Kenny Atkinson, you just said, and I agree 1,000%. There's a huge difference in we're talented enough to compete to, we can win this thing. And and listen, that game Friday night, fam, 25-3. That's usually where you say, well, I'll get this. This is great because I get to sit the starters early because we ain't got it tonight.
Yeah.
And not only did they not lay down, but they came and punched the Celtics in the mouth in Boston. I'm saying, man, Kenny is coaching his behind off. He makes a solid case.
Yeah.
Now, on the fringe of that is probably JJ, because despite the Luka thing, which has helped, but when you look at the month of February, they only played 5 games with Luka, but they were 17-2, and they played some of those games without AD, and they were 17-2 in February. I'm saying,
but he won't
JJ's
get
coaching,
that. He won't get that because he got LeBron James on the team. He ain't not gonna get that, man.
No, he got a 40-year-old LeBron James on the team. So let's not do that. Let's not act like
It's still no matter what age, it's still LeBron James on the
well,
team.
everybody's got a superstar though. Everybody got a superstar. Everybody gets a superstar.
So Kate Cunningham is a superstar right now.
He playing like it. Listen.
Yeah,
He playing like
he
playing like a top 5 player in the league right now. Listen, I think I would lean, which is first of all, that whole thing about this with JB Bickerstaff is wild. Cause let us not forget that JB Bickerstaff is literally the former coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like literally.
Yeah.
That's on his resume. And if I'm not mistaken, he coached Donovan and Darius Garland, if I'm not mistaken.
So he got Mark Jackson.
I'm just saying, well, not really, because he got into a better situation. He got into a good situation clearly with Detroit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would lean towards JB, but I don't think it's a runaway for JB. I don't think, but maybe it is. I don't know. This is good. This is fantastic. But you're right. They were on the bottom. They are the definition of starting from the bottom. Now we're here. Like Drake never actually started from the bottom when he sang that song, but they literally started from the bottom. Bottom. Okay, so anyway, that's so those are two of the hottest coaches. I mean, hottest teams for sure in the East. Are we missing anybody?
I had them in Boston. The two we named in Boston: Detroit, Boston, and Cleveland.
Boston is 7-3 of the last 10. They're playing fine. I mean, but aren't you concerned? Even though they're not healthy, I guess they're not 100% healthy with Porzingis and Drew out.
Yeah.
And I don't know when they're gonna be back. I haven't heard anything about when they're gonna be back.
I just give them the benefit of the doubt because they're the champs. So and they still on top of the top 5. So I just gave them the benefit of the doubt. And they 7-3. They 7-3.
They're losing a lot of games to the elite.
Yeah, but until somebody come knock them off their throne.
To the elite. Yeah, I agree. Like they 7-3, but you know who their losses are in those 3?
Mm-mm.
And actually, you can go back and say, I'll even add. Let's see, 1, 2. That's 10. Let's see. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They won today. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. They're 20 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 since right around the All-Star break. But you know who the losses are to?
Top teams.
Lakers, Houston. You can kind of say Dallas is in there. Detroit and Cleveland. And they almost lost today to Denver. Denver almost came back and got them. If I'm a Boston Celtics fan, I'm a little concerned. But also they aren't all the way healthy, so I'm not that concerned.
Yeah.
But I am concerned.
Give them a little bit of grace.
They get some grace. I'm watching it. I'm monitoring it. But I am concerned. Okay. All right. There you go. Who are your hottest teams in the West?
West.
West.
Well, we got the Lakers.
Okay.
Got OKC.
Lakers 8-2, as we talked about, 8-2 over the last 10, 5-game winning streak currently, 17-2 over the month of February.
Yeah, OKC. They still holding
OKC is on
strong.
fire, 8-2 over the last 10. They're the best record or the second best record in the league.
Yeah. And Golden State, they had Jimmy Butler out yesterday, but they are 7-1 with him. So that's still when he plays, that's still gonna be
7-1 with
good.
them, 7-3 in the
Without
last
him.
10, and could be in the 6th spot by the end of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the time where the Golden State Warriors everybody in Golden State will be rooting for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, we're waiting on Kuminga to come back still. So
Because the Lakers, honestly, now here's what's interesting about tonight's game. The Lakers theoretically could finish in the 2 spot tonight. Because Denver lost. And so if the Lakers win, they have the tiebreaker.
I say y'all be top 3. I say y'all be.
But we top 3 now. Yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah, I said
about
that.
No, I agree. And I think there's now listen. What you don't want to do is have the Lakers get to the 2nd spot. Y'all don't need that. I'm telling you, if the Lakers get to the 2 spot, they're gonna be a problem at the 2.
Nah, I want the Golden State to get to the 6th spot at least.
Yeah, I think the Golden State Warriors, if they get to the 6 and they can keep Jimmy relatively healthy, then I think they could 6-5. I don't think they're gonna catch Houston because they would need roughly 10 games. Do they have any games with Houston left?
I don't know, but they got one of the easiest schedules remaining.
Yeah, but but those are half games, and if you can't, those are half games, and you're assuming that they're going to lose. Like Houston's going to lose, and they may not. So unless you got some whole games where you can get Houston straight up, okay, they got one on April 6th, and that's the only one.
Yeah.
So they got to hope Houston starts to take a little bit, and let's see what Houston has left. Houston's got a hard schedule coming down the pike, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We got it easy and they got hard.
Now this could get interesting. Now listen to this. Houston's got to win in March.
Yeah.
Their only shot is to win in March because in March they got a 3-game stretch coming up this week with Oklahoma City, Indiana, New Orleans. They're probably they need to go at least 2-1 on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then they come back home for New Orleans, Orlando, Phoenix, Dallas, Chicago, Philadelphia. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games. They need to split that 3-3. Though I think there's some 4-2 options there. They got to leave March slightly better than 500 because in April, well, really March 31st, starting March 31st, they close the season with Phoenix. The Lakers on the road against the Lakers. Then they get Utah. That at home, that should be a win. But they get the Lakers on the road. They get Oklahoma City at home. But then they got Golden State, the Clippers, and the Lakers again on the road. And then they close the season at Denver. That's a tough stretch at the end. And so,
yeah,
I don't know. If Golden State can steal a few games in March and get it to right around 3.5, 2.5 games, then that 5 spot's looking a little more realistic.
Yeah, because Golden State has Brooklyn Thursday, Pistons, Trailblazers, Kings, Knicks, Nuggets, Bucks, Raptors, Hawks, Heat, Pelicans, and Spurs.
At the end of the season,
Yeah.
that's a good schedule.
I told you.
Well, let me say it this way. That is a good schedule. So, like, they're on a 3-game stretch on the road this week.
Mm-hmm.
They should go 2-1 at the least.
Yeah.
Charlotte, New York, Brooklyn. They should go 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, that could go either way.
Yeah.
Portland, that could go either way these days. Sacramento is a tougher game now than you thought it was. New York, then they got the Knicks at home. Then they got Denver. Then they got Milwaukee. But after that, there's, well, no, I'll take that back. Coming into March, they got some challenges too, because they're going to be on the road from March 22nd to April 3rd. So that alone is somewhat challenging, though the games aren't challenging, because they got Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans, San Antonio, Memphis. Memphis is tough. But those first 4 games are winnable games. Yeah. Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans, San Antonio, they should win all of those. Toronto, they should win that one. So that stretch is the stretch where they need to win every single game.
Mm-hmm.
And that would protect them from Memphis, Los Angeles, the Lakers, and Denver, and Houston that they have in a row. So if they could get to April 6th, somewhere around 2.5, 2, the 5 might fall back to them. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But they got to keep the Clippers off their behind, which
Definitely.
I think they can do. Yeah, which I think they can do. But it's going to be an interesting stretch down there. But, yeah, going back to the original premise of the question, yeah, I agree with your assessment. Oklahoma City, you could kind of say the Nuggets, although the Nuggets, against the better teams, are not playing great.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually struggling against everybody because they don't have a bench. So
that may be their downfall.
Well, it is going to be their downfall. I think it is going to be their downfall. But Oklahoma City looks great. The Lakers look great right now. The Warriors look great right now. Not yesterday, notwithstanding. I just think yesterday was a fluke, honestly.
Yeah. And Jimmy was out, so,
Jimmy was out, yeah. Okay. All right, question 4. Who has impressed you the most during this year's NFL Combine? Young Chadwick. Chatterton?
No.
That's not a name, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Who has impressed you the most in this year's NFL Combine, sir?
Well, the guy that offline you said you didn't know nothing about, that I was raving about, that ran a 4.29 out of University of Texas, wide receiver, Matthew Golden. He impressed me because I wasn't expecting his speed to be that way. It seems like these Texas wide receivers, they came off a track team or something with the Xavier Worthies and the Matthew Goldens and the Isaiah Bonds. They're pretty fast.
I love how you took my statement out of context. That was awesome. That's not what I said. What I said was because we were talking about the second half of this question, which says, who should your squad get after looking at the results? And you said Matthew Golden. And I said, nobody knows who that is in relation to what you need. That's what I said.
We need
That's
a
what
wide
I
receiver.
said.
We need a wide receiver.
But you're only looking at him because he's fast.
No, I've seen him play.
And you think
I've seen the tape.
Hold on, but Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky ran a 4.28. So technically he's better.
He's faster.
He's faster. That's what I'm saying. Fast don't necessarily mean.
I'm saying I saw the tape. I saw him play several games, and he was dominant several games. I'm saying he was the best player on the field.
What's his measurables?
That I
I'll
don't
tell
know.
you. I can tell you.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
tell me.
5'11", 191 pounds.
Sound like a slot to me. Sound like a slot to
5'11"?
me. Yeah, no, it don't be, small dudes be in the slot.
Not really. Not a lot.
I thought some small dudes be in the slot, man.
Well, I mean, you got Tyreek
Well,
Hill. Is he Tyreek Hill?
I mean, he's fast. Like him, I get. I mean, he could be. I mean, he's not Tyreek Hill, but he could be esque. He took great value. I'll
So
take a
you're
great
saying to
value,
me,
Tyreek Hill.
at the 12th pick in the draft, you'd rather have you want Matthew Golden at the 12th pick in the draft.
Yeah, if he's there, yeah, I'll take a shot.
All right.
I'll take a shot at him.
All right.
I'll take a shot at him. No, some other guys that looks to be jumping off the page or the safety Nick Imawari. He had a pretty good combine.
South Carolina, right?
South Carolina, yep.
Yeah.
The person
Are
also
you saying he had a good combine again because of his speed?
I saw the tape. He was.
You saw the tape. So you've wait a minute. Are you? Do I have nothing left to teach you?
What
You said you saw the tape.
What you mean?
Wait a minute, because you said you saw the tape. So
I saw his combine tape. I ain't watched South Carolina play.
okay, you didn't go deep dive.
Not in deep dive, but the person
Okay,
I did.
all right. I was going to say, oh my God, do I have nothing left to teach you?
Nah. But the person I'm really excited about.
That's a big brother humble brag, by the way.
Yeah. The person that I am excited about that I wouldn't mind having a star on this helmet is Jimmy Horn. He had a good 40 time. He had
What was Jimmy's 40? I'm curious to know.
I think it was 4.47, I believe.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Dejounte was faster, shockingly. No, they tied. They tied. Both 4.46.
Okay, 4.46. Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's cool. He caught his passes in the drills. No, I just think he'll be an asset to.
I think Jimmy is quite possibly the steal of the draft for receivers, because I don't think they cracked the complete code with Jimmy at Colorado. That's no disrespect; they got a lot out of him.
Yeah,
but he was injured, and so because of the injuries, I don't think they cracked the complete code with him, and there was more in him than what they essentially got out of him. And but the question is, where do you take him?
I think he'll be.
How long can you wait to get
two or three?
Second or third round. I think if you can steal him in the second, I think you take him. And I'm going to tell you why. Not just for his wide receiver skills, but also for his return skills. I think I would have to look at him as a viable return. Because honestly, I think he registers 4.46 on the at the combine. I think he's faster than 4.46.
Probably so.
I think he's faster than 4.46 at top speed. I would take a very strong look if I was an organization at Jimmy Horn, and I'll even say this to my organization, New York Giants. I'm looking at you. If there's a possibility to steal him somewhere, go steal him.
Unless the Cowboys get him first.
No, I ain't talking to your organization. You might give a flying flip what y'all want to do.
Unless we want to get him first.
Stop talking. You know what? Don't make me mute you. Don't make me mute you. I love Jimmy Horn, so I think he would be an asset. On that team. So you want a receiver, or you don't want a line? You losing Zach Martin, man. You don't want a lineman?
I want if
You're
he's
losing a Hall of Fame you're losing another Hall of Fame lineman.
yeah, unless he's 6'4", 300 pounds. Yeah, I'll take somebody like that. Somebody that you can't move.
Well, let me say this: in watching the linemen today,
Yeah.
the first thing that they said that this is the biggest lineman group ever, tallest and biggest in size ever. So there's a lot of beef in these streets.
Okay.
Why they make linemen run a 40? I don't understand that at all. That feels like a complete waste of time. So Jared Wilson from Georgia, the center from Georgia, ran a 4.8. What am I supposed to do with that? Because
Nothing.
if he's running 40 yards down the field, we've done something tremendously wrong as a team.
True.
Tremendously wrong. So I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with that information. But
But if this draft is deep, though, why would you draft a lineman if you can get him in a later round?
the same reason the Philadelphia Eagles are playing in the Super Bowl, or they won the Super Bowl this year. Because as much as we want to give Saquon all of the credit for the season that he had, the truth is he had that season because he had the offensive line to block for him.
True.
So I don't think sometimes you gotta invest in the best and take that risk as well. Now we won't be afforded to do that this year completely because we got to get a quarterback. That's like. And by the way, I'm gonna say something that's gonna shock you. Let me take a sip of my coffee
Okay.
because I want to see your face when I say this.
Okay. You don't want Fedora or something?
No,
You know
no.
what you're gonna say?
I said I'm gonna say it. I don't need you filling in the blanks. Absolutely want Shador.
Okay.
However, I don't know which one it is. That's the challenge. But if you threw out, because a lot of now, let me be the first to say, I do not believe this rumor at all. I think it's smoke and mirrors. I think it's the Giants' way of trying to keep people off the trail. I think they've been trying to keep people off the trail the best way they could. I think the worst kept secret in the NFL right now is that the Giants want Shedeur Sanders. I think that's the worst kept secret in the NFL. Now, having said that, as much as I loathe this man, if the Giants were in serious conversations about Aaron Rodgers, and it could get us Travis Hunter, I can't be mad at that.
Actually, I heard that, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I've been hearing it. I don't believe it. I think it's smoke and mirrors, and rightfully so, because you should not be showing your cards this early.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but I'll say this though: if that was the end of our draft results, first round, it's hard to be mad at that.
But you're still gonna need a quarterback in the next couple of years, though.
Rightfully so, and the challenge of that is we still got to go make that happen. But there is somebody in the second and third round that we can take, and if Dart falls to the second, or Jalen Milroe falls to the second,
So you still
then you still grab the quarterback. You got your quarterback of the future possibly. And you got a generational talent, and you fix two positions at once.
And plus, you can learn from Aaron Rodgers. You know, the quarterback can be.
I'm saying, bro. I'm saying there's some upside to that. There is some upside to that. So
Jordan Love situation.
I didn't hate the situation. I didn't hate it. I hate it because it's Aaron Rodgers. I don't hate it because it's not a bad idea. It's actually a really solid idea. So I understand the idea.
Or
Now,
Russell Wilson.
No. You didn't hear me say Russell Wilson. Did you hear me say Russell Wilson? Did I say that out my loud? I don't think I said that. What I said was Aaron Rodgers. I know you're joking, but at the same time,
I'm not.
there's a realism. Oh, I am. So I don't know what you're talking about. There's a realism to that in that it needs to be an older quarterback that's fading out the game because I shouldn't have to pay you a lot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get all this money off the books. So I like it. It intrigues me, but it's not. It's the plan D plan to me.
Yeah.
Plan A is Shedeur Sanders. Plan B is moving up and getting Shedeur Sanders. Plan C is Cam Ward, and then everything else you decide after that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's my thought. Okay, all right. So we've talked about what we both need or want. I have to talk about. We had to put in a 4B question because the entire internet shook and rotated on its axis or reversed on its axis last night when the Elimination Chamber, which to be fair, the Elimination Chamber is a very, very solid it is a very, very solid pay-per-view every year. It's very good every year. It's never this controversial.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this. And this year, it came out the gate on fire. So let's start with the women. The women's Elimination Chamber started like it has never started before, in that the Storm, Jade Cargill, rushed down to the ring and did what I think a lot of us kind of assumed would happen, in that it never felt like it was really Liv and Raquel Rodriguez who beat up Jade. It always felt like it was Naomi and Jade in the way that only Jade Cargill could do. I thought she made her name and solidified her position when she threw Nia Jax out the ring at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
But pardon my French, but the way she whooped Naomi's ass.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And listen, I know some of y'all saying that love the Five and you're not sports entertainment fan. Y'all know that's fake. Y'all know that's fake. It is. But it didn't look fake last night.
To some extent.
To some extent, it was fake. But some of it was the tossing around. Listen, sirs and ma'ams. Wow. Jay put on a map. And it's crazy because Jay was only in the ring for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And she may have out-wrestled and outperformed every female not named Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan in the entire Rumble. I don't even remember what the other girls did.
I got a question for you, though. I got a question for you. So
let's stay here before we get to the rest of it.
Yeah.
But,
So
go ahead. All right.
So what would be the WrestleMania match?
That's where I'm at, baby.
Would it be Naomi or would it be Bianca?
No. Bianca's gonna do what she does.
Okay.
In I think in
oh yeah, she got that.
With Rhea. She's going because she won.
Yeah.
So she's gonna fight Rhea, and I don't think there's gonna be any. I don't think there's gonna be
night two.
Right. I don't know. Listen. To me, right now, WrestleMania is in the air, and it's glorious. It is glorious because the possibilities are endless as to what could possibly play out here, right? Mm-hmm. So, for sure on Friday Night SmackDown, which is must-see TV right now, like, set your DVR, set your YouTube TV. You want to be in front of your TV on Friday. Because I don't think they'll address it. They're going to address it tomorrow. They're going to address it on Friday. Jade and Naomi, I think in some form or fashion they got to fight.
Got to.
But at the same time, I don't know what's going to happen. how does Bianca play into that piece? That's the X factor in that one. But wow, what a explosive.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be fun to see Naomi play the villain. She's never done that in her career. She has never played the villain. And by the way, shout out to Naomi. She has come such a long way. People do not remember that's Broadus Clay's dancer.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody call my mama. That's who she is. She's the booty shaking chick from Broadus Clay.
Yeah.
And she's come from that to having arguably one of the biggest matches. She'll have one of the biggest matches in WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't want to see Naomi J. Cargill? And an evil Naomi we've never seen. An evil Naomi is almost as big as what we're about to talk about. Like, that's a huge moment.
Yeah.
So that was great. The Nia Jax, it was fine. I don't get it. I don't get why you threw it in, other than to have Trish wrestle in Toronto. I don't get it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. The Sami Zayn KO.
yeah. That was
Solid
good.
match.
That was good.
Solid match. The Randy Orton coming in. Very solid.
It's a lot of surprises, man. There's a lot of surprises.
Yeah. That was good. That was solid, man. That was really, really solid. So I like that. This is interesting news. We'll get this is very interesting news. According to Vikes Insider, the Vikings are saying, and that's why he's trending. I was wondering why he was trending. The Vikings are not going to tag Sam Darnold. So he is going to hit the free agent market. Very, very interesting.
Would y'all pay him or no?
Oh. I don't think so, but I don't know. I think you got to have the conversation. I think you have to have the conversation. I think you have to meet with him.
Yeah.
Problem is, we got our own cap issues, and we got a lot more money to spend to fix some of the things that are wrong. Like if we get a Shador, or if we get a Sam Darnold, we still got to fix some of the stuff on the offensive line.
Yeah.
So, and we need a linebacker. I mean, the edge rusher to go with Kayvon. So, I think we gotta.
There's one out there you could trade for.
I know that's what I want, but I understand the challenge of getting him. I think we got to bow out on that one. I think it's more likely to me that the contenders for Sam Darnold are the Steelers, the Browns.
I put down Tennessee.
Tennessee is for sure an option. Tennessee is my prayer time. Because if Tennessee gets him, then we've solved our quarterback problem.
Yeah.
Because we're getting one or the other at that point.
Yeah.
So barring somebody trading up to number one, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
That's always a possibility. So I don't know. We just gotta. That's gonna be interesting what Tennessee does. But Sam's got some options out there. He's only 27. Believe it or not, he's only 27. So he's got some options out there. So okay, back to the Elimination Chamber. I love Randy Orton coming. I'm here for a KO, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn match.
Triple threat. Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like Sammy's gonna be out for a while. Which, by the way, totally get him opting out because I think Roman's gonna opt out.
Oh, you think so?
I think Roman's gonna end up at WrestleMania in a I'm coming back to save the day type situation. Or try to save the day. Or he may side with his cousin.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's so many possibilities. And now let's get to we beating around the bush. Why we wasting time. The men's elimination chamber. First of all, solid match. Why wouldn't it be nothing but legends in the match. I think they were running into some time issues because the eliminations at one point started to feel a little rushed
Mm-hmm.
in my mind.
Trying to get in.
Trying to get them in and still get done what you needed to get done on the back end of the show. So it felt a little rushed because they wasted no time ending the match and then getting into the next part. So it felt like they were running up against some time issues. But anyway, I had zero problem with it coming down to Punk and Cena. I had zero problem with Seth Rollins interfering and Punk being the reason, or Seth Rollins being the reason why Punk lost. I felt that was probably right.
Yeah.
And then you get Punk in a role against Rollins, which, by the way, that is a massive match that we all want to see. So I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. Cena Rhodes became Cena Rhodes in a matter of 60 seconds it went from good to classic in seconds.
Yeah.
For those who may have been under a rock the last 24 hours. A man that has been wrestling in the hearts and minds of people for 23 years decided to go heel last night in John Cena. And not only did he do it, but he did it in grandiose fashion by becoming what the internet is calling corporate Cena. He aligned himself with The Rock, and The Rock was brilliant. Cena was brilliant. I don't know what the hell Travis Scott was doing, but the slap was brilliant.
Oh man.
And let it not be said also that Cody Rhodes was brilliant. He sold that thing. Because you got to understand, none of it works unless Cody Rhodes sells it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody Rhodes sold that thing perfectly. So woo.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going. Because you got to keep in mind this. Cena has committed himself to the year.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be around.
Yeah. So he's got to hold the title at that point.
It feels like 17 is inevitable. Now,
Then you got to bring Roman in there for something.
Okay, first things first, what are your thoughts about the heel switch?
Like you said, it was long overdue. People been calling for it for a while. You kind of get the thugonomics of John Cena back. I just didn't see him aligning with The Rock. But that's storytelling at its finest on how they did it and how they tied it together. But I mean, I'm not mad at it. I definitely want to see it.
I've heard some chatter to say that the Rock and Cena are being selfish, and I want to address that if you don't mind. I would like for us to address that.
Okay.
And I'll give you my opinion. You give me your opinion. Mm-hmm. Anyone saying that to me, Lloyd, does not understand wrestling. And you don't understand where the current state of the WWE is. The WWE is hotter than it has been in the last. The only thing that kept WWE afloat. Because think about this. Honestly, with all due respect to Cena's run, and Cena's an all-time great, maybe the greatest of all time. That's arguable. But he's definitely in the conversation. But all he did really was stop WWE from drowning at a time where people had WWE fatigue.
Yeah.
And he kept them from falling off the map, kept them relevant, got them popular, moved the needle a lot bit actually, and his popularity was Hogan-esque.
Mm-hmm.
But what has happened since Triple H has done in the last 5 years has been legendary. Like, it's all legendary. Let me be clear. It's all legendary. But but it has also come at the expense of not being able to find their replacements. So, Seth Rollins, phenomenal. Drew McIntyre, phenomenal. Damian Priest, phenomenal. Who else? Sami Zayn, phenomenal. The Usos, phenomenal. None of them are Roman.
Yeah.
None of them are Cena. None of them are Cody Rhodes. None of them are The Rock. They don't have. They could maybe have that. Maybe, I don't know. They don't have it yet. But that's the problem. You got talented wrestlers, but that don't have the cachet of superstardom. And so there's a gap. There's a massive gap. Carmelo Hayes is insanely talented, but he ain't ready to take the company. Gunther, I keep forgetting that he even has the belt.
Yeah, that's why I don't think he's gonna have it.
I don't think you can keep the belt on Gunther. It's not.
Jay is so popular right now. He's so popular right now.
He's a great wrestler, but he ain't. He don't have. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. So when you have a bunch of Gunther is a glorified Rusev, right?
Yeah.
So I think what Cena is doing, and what Rock is doing, and by and large what Triple H is doing, is that they're trying to teach a very young roster how to take the bull by the horns and how to tell a great story. Listen, LA Knight I ain't gonna say phenomenal wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
Yeah, no.
He's not a phenomenal wrestler. He's actually got better mic skills than he has wrestling skills. In my opinion. Carmelo is phenomenal. Ludwig is phenomenal.
Hey, Jacob Fatu, boy.
Jacob Fatu is next. Braun Breaker is next. But they don't yet know how to tell stories. And so the nuance of telling us, and what we mean by, for those who don't understand, what we mean by telling a story is they don't know how to build a story over months and conflicts over months, like what you just saw Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens do, with subtleties, with little jabs, with little movements. It doesn't take, and then get in the ring and do the exact same thing. They haven't mastered that yet because they're young. So while they're learning, here's this beautiful distraction to the WWE of a last ride by Cena. And I also think essentially it's going to end up being a last ride, not this year, but maybe next year, from The Rock. And then you get those guys to kind of go take a step back and be like, y'all got it now. We've set the blueprint. We've built up enough guys. Now we can step back and let y'all do y'all thing. So I love what Cena did. I think the heel turn is necessary because it allows him to interact with some young guys. Because if you put the belt on Cena and then allow him to fight some of the younger guys on the roster, now Cena elevates those guys.
Yeah.
Now those guys look stronger because they competed against an all-time great and almost beat him, and maybe one of them will eventually beat him sometime this year. So that's why I like it, Chad. What's your thoughts?
No, you definitely said everything that I was thinking. Definitely he's gonna put a lot of guys over, and it's
Not saying they're gonna win.
No, not saying
he's gonna put them over.
He's gonna put them over. But no, it's definitely him, having this final run, and like you said, teaching these guys how to conduct the business and do what they need to do to elevate. It's a win-win for everybody. So I feel like Jacob Fatu is going to be a good person to go in the future.
I love Jacob Fatu.
Jay Uso, I feel like he's got the crowd already, so all he needs to do is have a belt on him, and I feel like Roman Reigns might help him at WrestleMania. I think he might interfere some way and help Jay get that belt. But the future's bright, but definitely Cena and him going heel is definitely fun for the WWE fan, and we'll see how this WrestleMania card is going to go. It's like you said, so many possibilities.
I can't wait. I feel like we're going to get Punk Rollins. I feel like we're going to get we're definitely getting Jade Naomi.
Yeah, definitely.
It's some version of Jade Naomi.
And Interference by Bianca, but I don't know who she's gonna interfere. She might side with Naomi. She might side with Jade, but she's probably
I
gonna
think
interfere.
she's going to side with Jade. And they're going to try to salvage the friendship in some way. I don't know. But it's going to be, listen, the rest of the matches, who knows? But this is going to be this went from a good WrestleMania to an insanely good, to a legendary all-time classic WrestleMania, like overnight. So shout out to those guys. All right. Tonight's last final question, the final five is what we're calling it. 5 NFL players in their new homes. We're going to predict them for you right now. The first one, Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson is going to be Las Vegas.
I do not disagree with that. I think, and not just because
Pete Carroll.
that's where he wants to be. I think they're going to quickly run out of options, and that's the option for Pete Carroll that makes the most sense. So I agree. Aaron Rodgers
On the couch.
on the couch.
Hang it up. Hang it up. But I know you're probably gonna say New York, but
No, I'm not. I honestly don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I'd rather him go to the couch as well.
I don't know what team looking for a quarterback.
I think it's going to come down to what you have to do to get him. And there are reports coming out today that Devontae Adams is for sure on the trade block. So is that a package deal?
I hate what Aaron's doing to Devontae. He put him in these type of situations and it never works out.
Is he doing it to him or is Devontae doing it himself? Devontae ain't got to align himself with Aaron.
I just don't think it's a good decision to keep.
I think it's a horrible decision, but he keeps bringing it up. Like he keeps bringing it up, so I don't know. I'm going to say couch too. I'm going to say Aaron comes up short. All right, Sam Darnold.
Tennessee.
With the breaking news that we just,
Tennessee.
I'll say Tennessee with a hint of Cleveland. If you're Sam Darnold, Cleveland makes sense. They got a running game. They got Jared Judy. They got some receivers and pieces there. Njoku.
Yeah, but your defense about to be trash.
Well, not necessarily. Listen, if you believe the GM, it's not. Because the GM has said time and time again, I ain't trading that dude. So I don't know. One of those two teams I think gets it, Tennessee or Cleveland.
Yeah.
T. Higgins. And the reason why I put T. Higgins on the list is that the GM of Cincinnati said, we plan on making Jamar Chase the highest paid receiver in the league. To me, that signals the end of T. Higgins. I don't know how you pay both. You can't have two highest paid receivers in the league.
Yeah.
So.
New England Patriots.
Ooh. Ooh. They got money.
They got money. They got a number one receiver spot open. They
wide open.
They got the quarterback. Why not?
It makes a lot of sense.
He's gonna get all the targets.
He's gonna find out what it means to really run a route in double coverage.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna throw out another name. This is a wild scenario, though. You watch this kid change his career in this one season. Like he went from he may never play for them again to solidly I'm the starting quarterback of this team. He might be a receiver away from being actually really good. I'm gonna say the Carolina Panthers. I'm gonna say the Carolina Panthers. It could be interesting with him. So I just do not think T. Higgins is going to be a Bengal. I just don't, if they're true to their word and Jamar Chase is going to be the highest paid receiver in Cincinnati, then to me that says T. Higgins, we think you are expendable.
Yeah, Carolina would be a good spot for sure. They need a number one. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Myles Garrett, is he a Brown when the 2025 season starts?
If I was the GM of the Buffalo Bills, I'd be trying to call and get him over there right now.
If I was the GM of the New York Giants, I would drive to Cleveland and say, Nico Brown, whatever your name is, Cleveland Browns GM. What is it going to take to make this happen?
Yeah.
I think he can save his whole job in 2 moves. I've said this before. Figure out a way to make this trade work.
No.
And draft Shador. And you bought yourself 3 more years.
I mean, with Myles Garrett though, the Bills hopefully won't give up 30 points a game, and they can actually,
Why do you keep talking about the Bills? I don't want to talk about the Bills.
Okay, well, I think
I'll tell you who else needs him. I'll tell you who else needs him.
Dallas Cowboy.
No, stop talking about the team you support.
I mean, you talk about the team you support?
I did.
Yeah.
Also true. But now I'm not going to talk about the team I support, although I do support them.
Okay.
I just don't think they'll do it in division. The Ravens would love to have him.
Ravens would. Oh, I just thought
But
about
the team that
somebody
really
else.
needs him, taking all of the bias out and just simply putting on my journalistic hat, it's got to be the Detroit Lions. They got to go get it. They're Myles Garrett away from making a Super Bowl run.
Either the Lions or I just thought about the Houston Texans.
Yes, I think the Houston Texans need him as well because they haven't had that since J.J. Watt left. But I think one of those. So I can see both of those. I just don't know if you want to trade them in conference. Why not trade them out of the conference completely?
No.
And get a haul from Detroit, not just a 5th round pick.
Shots. Yeah, Detroit.
Okay.
I mean, you got Aiden Hudson coming back. Yeah,
That'd be a hell of a combination, brother.
2-headed monster, man.
You know how free Aiden Hutchinson. You know how free both of them would be playing with each other.
Yeah,
They've never played without double teams. Neither one of them.
ever.
So okay, all right. So those are our final 5, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna beat him to the punch because I know how emotional this day is for my little brother. Shout out to my little brother, and more importantly, shout out to Mama Major, because she produced a hell of a son, and he is a giant in my eyes among men.
For sure.
And I choose not to be sad on this day, though we both know what this day is. I choose to be ecstatic on this day because Mama Major's baby boy is still here. And I am so grateful for that. I thank God for it every single day because we got more to do, bro.
Yeah.
We got more to do. So,
Thanks.
though we celebrate Mama Major on this day, I double celebrate her lasting contribution to the world in you and your beautiful sister. Well, your siblings, I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
All of your siblings, right? But obviously, I am closer to you than the others.
Yes, sir.
But I just thank Mama Major, and I will choose to remember. I will always choose to remember March 2nd for that, rather than the loss. I just feel like I just got an extra guardian angel.
Yes, sir.
Watching over my life and watching over your life. So
Yes, sir.
that
Yes,
is
sir.
my collective show shout out. There you go.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Definitely shout out you and all the guys in their absence, man. definitely it's hard day because you replay that day back in your mind and you know where you were and know what happened and the phone calls and all kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it's been a while, but it never gets easier. I'd say. So I appreciate you for saying that, and just your guidance and your wisdom on you've been through it, so you know how to kind of minister to me about it. So definitely appreciate you, man, and just trying to honor her memory and be the best person each and every day because she know I love sports and she know this is what she would want me to be doing.
She gotta be proud, bro. She gotta be looking down like, look at my baby doing this sport.
Yeah. So
Love
definitely. So definitely, with guys like you, man, it's makes the days easier. So I'm just like you said, prayer for I'm still here to be able to speak these words. So
still here, brother. Still here.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
That is not a small thing.
At all.
So there you go. My only other shout out, and this seems weird to do, but we don't care. We don't owe this to y'all. We owe this to ourselves. Shout out to the WWE.
Facts.
Phenomenal. Low key, if we're being honest, Elimination Chamber for the first time in my lifetime, better than the Royal Rumble.
Oh, wow.
I like the Royal Rumble, but it wasn't as good as Elimination Chamber. Woo, Elimination Chamber was fire.
Yeah. It was.
Shout out to Jay Cargill. Oh my God, that was amazing. Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. What's that gonna unfold, man?
Friday night,
man.
Must see TV. Do not miss it. All right.
Yes, sir.
So that's our week, guys. Listen, again, we got a brand new podcast. Episode 5 is the Press and the Pros. It's coming out. It comes out on Wednesdays. It comes out on Wednesday afternoon. So yeah. So if you check out Wednesday afternoon, you will see the Press and the Pro right around like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock Eastern, something like that. 4 or 5 o'clock Central. It comes out. So do not miss Press and Pro. Believe the ACC will be at its regular time on Thursdays. This feels almost self-indulgent, and I almost hate to do it because it's weird. But yes, my birthday is Wednesday.
Hey.
So that's
weird.
Hey. But I'm grateful to be here.
Hey.
I'm grateful to be here, still rocking with y'all.
Yes, sir.
And the thing I'm most excited about is my anniversary is Thursday. So I want to share a lot of love to the lovely Mrs. Kenyatta Spence. 26 years.
Man.
26. We out here. Out here putting up numbers.
Big numbers, too. Big numbers.
From downtown. Steph Curry. From the logo. Feel me? All right. Yeah. So you want to give us some love. So with that being said, we appreciate each and every one of you. This is the 5. And we are out of here as soon as I find the outro music. So there it is right there.
Get you 10 when you're plugging in with the there's no mystery. Let's make history with the 5. All the strongest. 2 and 3. Add 1 more plus me and do the 5. Yeah. Keep it on the floor, and the funk plus 4, and you got 5. I said before, 1 and 9 is 10, and there ain't no spread on the 5. The 5. There's no denying it. This groove here is on the 5.